Aloha and welcome back to the Franc Show. We are in the beautiful and historic Hawaii Theater today, you guys. It is such an honor and a privilege to always work in this space. This is a home away from home for me personally, so I'm very happy to welcome you to my living room, the Hawaii Theater main stage. You guys, I am joined today by an up-and-coming creative. We love our creatives here on the Franc Show, okay? We always talk about up-and-coming talent, people of interest, events, artists, whatever, you name it. If it's interesting, we're talking about it over here on the Franc Show. Miss Madeira is of interest today. I invited her to come on down to the theater and speak with me today so that we could catch up with her and see who she is, what she's doing, and why she is so interesting. Thank you so much for joining me today, Miss Madeira.
Yeah, I'd love to be here.
It's so awesome to have you. Really quick, before we get into it, did you make that top?
I did.
She sure did. I love that. What is that fabric? Like, was it just a piece of cloth?
Well, it was a piece of cloth that we kind of ended up using as a tablecloth, but before I knew it was a tablecloth, I cut it up and made it a top.
You were like, tablecloth who? I got another vision for it. I got another idea. Miss Madeira, really quick, just walk me through who you are, where you're from, how old are you, what's going on?
Okay, so I'm Madeira Masterson. I'm 17 years old. I'm a junior at Kalaheo High School. I live kind of halfway between Kaneohe and the North Shore.
Oh yeah, okay.
And so I have been doing fashion things. I've been taking modeling classes. I've been designing clothes. I actually take a fashion design course at my school, which has helped me quite a bit.
Fantastic. Awesome. So you just won something. Speaking of school and design and everything, you just won something. So tell us about that.
Whenever there's career-based classes at your school, especially in, well, I think it's only in public schools.
I think you're right.
Yeah. And so you do a PBA at the end of the year, which is pretty much to show that you've learned something.
Right. The proof.
Yeah, exactly. And what they do is it's everyone in your class kind of competing, but not really. And they have 3 judges from your school judge your thing, ask you these questions, and then if you win, or if you're in the top 3, however many people, depending on the course, then you go into districts, which is against everyone who won in their school level in the state.
In the whole state?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Or at least on island, they weren't
Even
really
that
sure.
though, that's like a lot. That's a lot, even just with the island.
So, yeah, I won with a piece. Well, you're supposed to bring awareness to an issue.
Okay.
Or help solve an issue through fashion or making something, pretty much.
That sounds like it's right up my alley.
Yeah. And so I made a corset out of completely reusable materials. It was made out of a white sheet, an old sandalwood fan, and then old thread. And then an old ribbon for the lace in the back and bra straps for the things you lace it through.
Right.
And it was supposed to bring awareness to beauty standards and kind of like the whole corset beauty standard. It's been done before, but I also used completely reusable materials to bring attention to fast fashion, because all the beauty standards and the trends pretty much cause all those companies, like the fast fashion companies, to make all of them, and then it goes out of style. So then,
like that.
Yeah, so then no one buys all of those things that they made. And fashion is one of the biggest contributors to global warming.
Yeah, they are.
All of
Yeah, and we are here to change that script.
Yeah, so pretty much I used all reusable materials and did the corset to help bring awareness to that.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Yeah.
So what else, because we'll get back into your designs in a second here. What else do you do? Because I know that you have your hand in a few different creative outlets. So what are some of those other things that you do that kind of get enveloped or folded into your design?
Well, before I did fashion, I really liked doing art, and I really liked painting. I painted on a few pairs of jeans, which I'm pretty sure some of the models are wearing.
Right.
And so I like doing art things Mostly painting. I don't really like the precision of drawing as much.
Got you.
And I'm also taking modeling classes, and I might start doing stuff with makeup. I don't know.
Aha, okay. I feel like you would really like makeup because, especially if you have an interest in beauty and the physical appearance, it's very much like painting, like a painting. It's a three-dimensional canvas, and each canvas is different, but it's very much like it's a painting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I think you'd be like good and enjoy makeup.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And then I also like reading. I know that doesn't have much to do with this, but that's kind of one of my only hobbies.
Actually, that's a perfect segue, which is my next question, which is what inspires all of these, like everything that you design? So, of course, our beautiful corset is inspired with, we have an awareness element. We're here to snatch the trophy.
Yeah.
We're here getting my first play, $100. But what inspires like all of that? Where do you pull inspiration?
Well, a big part of that, to be completely honest, is my school projects that I have to do for my class. And when I do these projects, I try to make something that I would like, so it's not a waste of time or material or something. And I also try to make very simple things, and a lot of the time really trendy things, like these kinds of tops are really in style right now. So, I mean, you know, there's Pinterest.
Right.
There's just Instagram. Sometimes I think of things, but usually I'm thinking of something that I've seen before. Or I'll think of a material that I want to use and then try to come up with a top or something that would work for it. And yeah, I mean, a big part of it is just school at this point.
Yeah.
But I want to start learning how to make more things in the future.
And I feel like, especially because when I was in high school, a lot of my creative outlets and projects and productions really were centered around my academic structure.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm in school, I live in school, this is my job, this is like what I'm doing. So it was very school centered. And then as soon as high school was over, oh my God, it was like just art everywhere. The world is my oyster, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like I know that your creative juices are gonna turn up to like 1 million when you get out of high school.
Especially because with the whole being in school and having fashion design as a subject, when I'm out of school, I don't really want to do that because it's kind of just doing homework.
I got you. That's so true though. That's super true. That's super true. How did 2020 and remote learning, because we were online there for a minute, how did that affect your creative process? Were you more creative? Were you less creative? Were you tired? How did that kind of affect you?
I was definitely less creative, tired. I didn't really want to do anything.
Yeah.
Doing fashion design for school seemed like a ugh.
Yeah.
And yeah, it wasn't very helpful. I mean, I got to go through a bunch of boxes of fabrics and stuff, which was good, but overall, it wasn't very good for me.
It was good in that you got to take a little minute to chill.
Exactly.
Yeah, which we all need to do more of in life.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. What would you say is a hindrance or one of the trickier things for you to overcome in your creative process or in your application or even designing the technical bits? Is there anything that kind of trumps you up or sometimes maybe slows you down?
Well, learning the different sewing machines that I've used, at school we have the kind of more expensive ones, so they're a little easier to use, and then I have other ones at home. So it's just learning that. I also sometimes have difficulty with the fabric and the thread because I'm using a lot of my Nana's old fabrics and threads pretty much all of the time.
Oh, so these are vintage fabric prints and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
She owned a fabric shop called Strawberry Patches, so I pretty much got all of her stuff, all of her thread, all of her fabrics, all of her everything. So that's what I use, and while I love using that, the thread breaks because it's old, or the fabric is just kind of musty or hard to work with because it's been in boxes. Yeah, or it's very random fabrics that I kind of just have to learn how to use, random purple corduroy and stuff like that.
Right. Was she a designer?
Yeah, but she did a lot of, needlepoint
Oh,
or something
like
that.
needlepoint,
Those kinds of
macrame,
things.
that good stuff.
Yeah,
Cool.
or she'd embroider.
Yeah,
but
embroidery. Did
the
she
stuff.
knit?
I'm not exactly sure.
Do you knit?
Know what I wanted to learn, but I just didn't get it.
Would you still learn? Like, would you still be down?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, just checking in, just wondering, just curious. What is the material that you haven't worked with yet that you would like to? Like glass or wood or other recycled objects? Like, what are some of the things that kind of catch your eye?
Well, ceramic pieces.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen a lot of these ceramic bustier
Yeah.
tops, and those look so cool.
They do.
I'd love to learn how to use that, but that's kind of I need to get better at what I'm
Right.
doing now.
Coming up, it's coming up.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite part about what you do? Like, what keeps you coming back?
I mean, there's just the feeling of making clothes that you get to wear. It's really nice. And, making clothes for your friends, it just makes you feel good.
Yeah, yeah. It's very full circle.
Yeah.
It's very like kind of in-house. It's like made by me for me or made by me for you.
Especially the, oh my gosh, I made something.
Yes, yes, yes. The physical, like, this is mine, I made that. That's mine, I made that.
Yeah.
Cool. What would you say is, like, what is next? What would you like to do next?
Well, I definitely want to learn how to make my pieces be more handcrafted rather than homemade.
Got you.
Trying to make more clothes. I'm trying to learn how to make different sizes, but that's kind of hard because, when you make it yourself, you want to make sure it fits everyone
Right,
correctly,
right.
but then you need everyone's measurements.
Well, so modeling is good for you. I think that's it's smart. That's smart of you
yeah.
because it helps you get a better feel for the industry, for
Exactly.
design. You can pull a lot out of the modeling that you can kind of make your own,
Yeah.
which is what you do. So I feel like that's really that'll definitely kind of give you a little boost, a little leg up, a little level up.
Yeah.
But I also feel that there is another level of creative expression in the body
Yeah.
that I feel like isn't always associated with modeling. I think modeling, we always assume,
Yeah.
we think like Paris Fashion Week and these 6-foot tall glamazons and no one's eating. You know what I mean? And but there is a very in your body creative, expressive element that is of modeling when that models really get to kind of tap into.
Yeah.
Would you say that you kind of approach modeling from that point as well, and that it's also, you're there to kind of get some insight on the industry. Yes, you're there to just have some personal modeling skills for yourself.
Yeah.
But do you feel there's a creative, expressive element to modeling?
Definitely, you can portray a lot with how you model, your mood, your attitude, kind of everything like that. And I also feel like modeling and kind of learning those things about yourself can really help build confidence.
Yes,
So.
which is key. K-E-Y. We love our confidence. That's right. What would you like to see from people in your age range? So we're juniors, we're seniors in high school. What do you see as far as creative expression? Because not everyone is doing what you're doing, girl. Would you like to see more of that? Or are you happy to kind of be like a silver star?
I'm kind of happy to be how I am, but also sometimes I don't know, I feel like this is kind of the age where people are really starting to grow up, but sometimes people are still really kind of immature, which is kind of
got you.
Which is just kind of sad to see.
Yeah, people clinging to that. Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like everyone should just find what they like doing and do that.
Amen. You heard it here, folks. Okay. So with Hawaii specifically, what inspires you? What about Hawaii inspires you? Is it our nature? Is it the ocean? You're very much an ocean. You're a water girl. So, is it the society, our values, aloha spirit, ohana, all that jazz? What about Hawaii keeps you going artistically?
Best word I can think of is kind of aesthetic.
Yeah.
Because we're very happy,
We
go
are.
lucky, and beachy and
organic. Yeah.
And I really like that, and I like how almost everyone is nice to each other.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that is very nice. What are you? So you're 17. What are you? Are you like going somewhere for college? Are you moving to? Would you move to Europe to study design?
I would love to move to Europe. Like, definitely, that would be my number one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Do you have a specific place in Europe, maybe? Like ideally.
Well, you know, there's ideally, and then there's I don't speak any European language. But probably, I really like Italy or
Milan. Milan.
Yeah.
And we have to go to Venice.
Really?
Yes, because it's like sinking, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah, so we have to hit that city before it's underwater. That's like
Definitely.
our lifetime thing that like we'll have grandkids and we'll be like, oh, you guys missed Venice. Okay.
So sad for you.
So sad.
You can
for
go
you.
on a scuba trip.
Yeah, yeah. Go scuba dive down. You can see the pizzeria. Fantastic. So I know that we're going to have some models here in a second, and we'll chat about specifically what we're looking at when we get them. But I would say before I get them in here, my last question for you before we get into model territory and model mode would be, what do you hope to inspire in the people that see your designs, that wear your designs, that see your art? What is your value and your mission and your statement that you're trying to portray in your creative expression?
Well, as of right now, I feel like a big thing is you can still have trendy clothes without buying it off of Shein, you know? So that's a big part. And, you know, you should wear what makes you happy, and, you know, you can wear whatever you want. And because I feel like a lot of the time people don't wear what they want.
I agree.
Because they get insecure or they're like, I'm not dressing like everyone else.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a big thing to take away from it. And also try to stop buying from fast fashion. And I know that's kind of impossible to completely do, but, you know, maybe stop Shein or Zaffle.
Right. Ugh, deliver me. Right. I love that. It's Madeira is standing for personal creative self-expression. Find that outlet, find that fashion, and learn it, love it, know it. And also a step back from fast fashion and non-sustainable fashion habits and practices.
Yeah, and also just be confident in yourself and what you wear. Feel good.
Confidence. Feel good. Feel good. I love that.
If you feel like you look good, then you feel good.
That's right. And clothed cognition, ladies and gentlemen. So, Miss Madeira, walk me through our jeans. Okay. So you're a painter,
yes.
And denim is awesome for many reasons. It's the fabric of the people.
Yeah.
But we also like denim because you can paint on it, you can bleach it.
It's very durable.
It's very durable. You can make denim your own. So you do paint on some jeans here.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So one of the pairs is sunflowers along the
cuff.
The cuff, and I really liked painting flowers for a while. And so a lot of the things that I painted were flowers, and I thought I like sunflowers, so I'll just paint some flowers on an old pair of jeans.
Is that your favorite kind of flower?
No, it was for a while.
Okay, yeah. It was. See, I feel like that's a seasonal thing.
Yeah.
Your favorite flower.
Exactly.
Okay, so also similar to this top that you have on now, you kind of make a few of those. So because I know this cut of the top is in.
Yeah, very.
So with the fabric, what inspires that process? Do you see the fabric and you're like, that's going to be one of these tops? Or do you get the fabric and it just kind of does its own thing?
Well, it's seeing the fabric and going, that would work well. But also, this kind of top is literally a rectangle.
Yep.
So it's one of the easiest things to make. And so I thought, if it's so easy, I'll just make a few.
Right. Just crank out a few.
Exactly.
Yes, it's easy to make and it's dynamic to look at, to see. What about, walk me through this corset one more time. So the construction of it. Can you tell me about the construction of it?
Well, I tried to do other things and kind of make ones with pads and stuff, and it just never worked out. And then finally, I just thought I'd do an underbust because that seemed way easier.
Got you.
And so I had a corset that I had bought before and pretty much traced it out as my pattern. And I didn't do any boning on the inside, and I used the fan pieces as boning on the outside, so it was a lot more noticeable. And so I also had to get that project done for school.
Right, for school. We love
I pretty much spent 2 whole days making the pattern for the corset and then sewing the layers together for it, and that part was made out of a sheet. And then after that I did the boning part, which took a very long time because I had to hand stitch the fan pieces onto it and make sure it was positioned correctly.
You hand stitched those guys in there?
Yeah.
$100 well deserved.
Yeah.
Tell me about the other jeans. So we have our beautiful sunflower jeans, but we also have some other jeans going on here.
Yes, along with the flower thing, I did a pair of cherry blossoms. Really liked how the cherry blossoms looked when I looked up drawings of them, and I thought that would be fun because then I could learn how to do kind of ombre.
We love the ombre.
Yeah.
I remember that was
very in.
Would you ever be open to doing how do you say it? Oh, like custom stuff? So if I came and I was like, Miss Madeira, I need a cape.
Yeah, I
Because I'm
would.
trying to bring back the cape. That's a personal call to action. But so you would be open to doing custom stuff?
Yeah, I would, as long as I thought that I would be able to actually
Pull it
do
off
it.
and do justice to it. Got it. Okay, thank you so much. Miss Madeira, thank you so very much for chatting with me today. It was a treasure and a treat to have you. I'm so excited to see what you do next. You are what I'm all about. You are why we get up in the morning here at KAPA. It's to promote and to showcase and to highlight our up-and-coming creatives, give you guys a platform, and just remind you of like what a rock star you are. So thank you so much for coming on down today.
Yeah, thank you. I had so much fun.
I'm glad. That's like my favorite thing to hear. Thank you guys so very much for joining me today here at the Franc Show. I will see you guys next time. Ahui ho. Have a great day and an even better evening.